Simon, are you glad that night's over? It felt like it dragged on for a while.
Yeah, it went for a while, didn't it? Obviously, with coming off of the storm, but look, we didn't play anywhere near the level that we would have liked to have played in our last game, especially after last week. We thought we took a lot of positives out of last week, and tonight didn't reflect the way that we wanted to play. So incredibly disappointing with the night, but certainly dragged on a bit.
Everything you would have spoken about during the week, was that less than desirable, the way they rocked up tonight and sort of the heat in the game?
Oh yeah, I think there were some reasons as well. We're coming off a pretty intense game last week in pretty hot conditions, and just felt like early in the game we didn't quite have the intensity and the speed of the game. And that's certainly not making excuses. That's reality. And there were patches where we worked our way into it, but our execution with the ball and our ability to defend the ground to the level that was required just wasn't there tonight. But that sort of sums up our year a little bit in a lot of ways. We've had some really good, strong performances. We've had some really close matches that we've lost, and we've had some really poor performances. And tonight was one of those poor performances that we put in.
You've obviously been a player as well. Last round, you don't have much to play for. Is it tough, despite all the best laid plans? Is it tough to get yourself up when you know there's not much to play for?
I try not to head down that path at all and give people an out in that space. Clearly, when you're not playing finals and you've played finals consistently for the last 3 years, it's a different space to live in. But we want to be a club that competes no matter what all the time. And that's what we've tried to achieve over a long period of time, that it doesn't matter the scenario, that we want to rock up every day and perform. And we've been able to do that in previous years. This year's been a little bit more inconsistent, so that's what we've got to get back to. That's the path forward for us, is to compete unconditionally and rock up, and our supporters know what they're going to get week in, week out.
Does it hurt your seasons finishing now when the last 3 seasons you've been really contending at the pointy end?
Does it hurt?
Yeah.
Absolutely does. Yeah, we want to be a team that's playing finals every year. In saying that, now, after some long years, we get a chance to take a really good break and reset our club and our team, and we'll head into next year with a lot of optimism, because that's the space that we'll live in, because we want to be a team that has that optimism about where we can go, and we do. For all the challenges that we've had throughout this season, we've still unearthed a lot of young players that we think will take us forward as a footy club, and that's only going to hold us in great stead once we get our senior players back up really healthy, really fit, and really connected.
Well, the last time we missed the finals, we all know what happened the next year. Is that something that you do have quite this similar call from that? Is that something you can draw on for the fellas?
Yeah, absolutely we can. And as I said, we'll live in that space, because that's the opportunity that sits in front of us. We've been here before, and we know what to do. And we know the type of pressure that comes with that, but we also know the space that you need to live in to embrace that. And we feel like we've got a great group of people, a great group of players that can drive our footy club forward again. And we won't be shying away from that.
And you're absolutely confident that Christian will be part of that next season?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, absolutely. Christian will be part of this footy club for the next 5 years. He's had a really challenging time. We all know that. He's having to work through a lot of emotions and suffer a lot of trauma, but we'll be there to support him, and he'll be in the red and blue for the next 5 years.
Parking all the frustrations and everything that's gone on with him, has he reaffirmed that to you in the last few weeks that he'll be there? Have you felt the need to have that reaffirmed?
I will catch up in the next few days with all our players and go through all the things about moving forward. But Christian's got a contract and he's going to be there for 5 years, so that's the space that we'll live in.
It seemed like, in the last week or so, it seems like what's emerged is a bit of a communication breakdown almost within the place. Jake Lever has been public saying he wasn't even aware of the struggles that Christian was going through only until recently. Is that one of the areas that the club probably has to improve on for the next 12 months or so?
I want to put that one to bed a little bit. Communication's been really strong internally around Christian. It's been expressed to the players and the staff of what Christian was going through and his need to get away from the footy club on numerous occasions. And it was also spoken at length within leadership groups, and we're there to support Christian. But ultimately, until you hear it from Christian, and that's been the difference, everyone gets a deeper level understanding. So there's been communication the whole way through, and that's something that we can certainly say that we've done. But once you hear it from Christian, it gives everyone a slightly different perspective. So we'll support Christian and we'll work our way through it.
Just one more on the messaging from Christian. You said before he's got a contract and he'll see that out. Has he told you that he wants to see that out?
Yeah, look, he's got a 5-year contract, so he'll be seeing it out. We'll catch up in the next few days and have those discussions, but, where we sit today, he will be at the Melbourne Footy Club for the next 5 years. They're the facts, and that's what will happen.
Yeah. How important is the next 48, 72 hours to ensure that once everyone goes off their break, that you're all on the same page and there's nothing else to be seen?
No, we'll go through all our reviews as normal. A normal process that we'll go through. We'll gather as much information from our players, from our staff, from everyone out. The leaders of the footy club want to know. We want to get to a position where we can build a plan moving forward. One that's fully connected, aligned, clear on their plan moving forward. So when we hit the day one of pre-season, we're ready to go. And that's all that the next few days will be about, gathering as much information as we can to make really, really good decisions.
Clary's obviously another star player who's had a pretty challenging year as well. Obviously different from Christian in terms of challenges, but does he sort of fall in that same bucket where you just really hope that he can sort of
he'll be back,
hit the ground? And
I've never seen a more determined person than Clary right now. He's keen on getting his off-season absolutely spot on, come back ready to go, fit, healthy. He's in a great space with his life, and we're really proud of that. But now it's about becoming a really great footballer again, and he's determined as ever.
Does he feel like he has a point to prove to the Knockers this year?
Oh, look, Clary's one of the biggest competitors I've met. So whether he's got a point to prove to anyone else, but I'm pretty sure he's got a point to prove to himself. So that's more important.
Now that you've had a body of work for the full season, when you reflect on the start of the year and the noise and the headlines that came with the start of the year, did it have more of an impact now you reflect on it than maybe you thought at the time?
It's been a tough 12 months. I don't think we shy away from that as a club. There's been a lot that's gone on from pretty much this time last year right through the 12 months. But as I said, we're not going to live in the past. We're going to keep moving forward, and we get a chance to reset our club with all the people fully connected on the same path and on the same road to where we want to get to. So it's a great opportunity. As I said, I don't want to live in the past. I want to live in the opportunity and the optimism going forward, and that's what we'll be doing.
Do you think Aussie has anything to worry about? The bump?
I haven't seen. I've only spoken to a few people. I'm sure that will get looked at throughout the week. I'm pretty sure Darcy Moore stayed out on the field and played on for a period of time from memory. So we'll wait and see how that plays out.
Are you resigned to losing Alex Neil-Bourne, or are you hopeful possibly hanging on to him? What's the scenario there?
Oh, no, we'll help Alex get back to Adelaide.
Yep.
He's obviously got a personal situation that we've worked really closely with him on. He loves this footy club. The way he's spoken in the last few weeks, the passion that he has. As he said to us many times, if he could pick the Melbourne Footy Club up and place in Adelaide for these reasons, he would. He'd still be playing in the red and the blues. So we think so highly of him, and we just want to wish him and his family all the best, and he'll be a Melbourne person for life.
Just a bit of a loose end out of that game, Jake Bowyer. Is it major injury, minor injury?
He's just got a knee, so we'll get that looked at. Hopefully it's just some bone bruising, but we need to get it looked at, and it's just a bit of a hit on his knee, so we'll see how that pulls up tomorrow with some scans.
And Judd seemed to have a cop something as well. Is that Judd McVeigh?
He just got, hit in the wrong spot.
Oh,
so he'll be right.
It's not a sound.
Thanks, guys.